to understand what legal design is, we first need to know what is design. And so when I'm teaching these fundamentals of legal design at Bond University, one of the first modules is, of course, understanding what is design. I think it's a common misconception, or perhaps when people first think of the word design, you do think of things like simplicity and art and aesthetics, what something looks like. But design in itself is a multifaceted and holistic concept. So for the purposes of today, I'm going to define it in 3 categories. So design is a mindset. So that's the way that designers look at the world. What lens do they put on? And that's where they have this real empathetic outlook, a human-centric outlook. So design is a mindset. The second thing is that design is a process. And what I mean by that is, what do designers do when they go from their idea to the end product? So what's that process that they take to go from idea to this iPhone? What did they do? And that is known as design thinking. So the process that designers take to go from idea to end outcome is design thinking. And then finally, we can define design as a skill set. And if I would draw parallels to law here, we could think of this as our specialization. So if we tie that into legal design, simply how I define it is design deployed in the field of law to create better outcomes. So it's not just visual design, we're thinking of design in this whole.
From my perspective, the thing I would stress on of the 3 elements that Meera just said is the mindset. To me, whether I do training sessions or I work with lawyers or clients, I tell them, if you forget everything else about what we've done or what this is all about, and you will take away one thing, it should be around that mindset
level. I did see in the word cloud, a few people or someone wrote strategy. And at its highest level, design is strategic.
Similar to what you said in terms of the DEI, or, in this whole, what really is very close to our community as well, in terms of we really want to see the needle being shifted. And I think that's a great challenge where design thinking applications and principles are being applied and coming up with new solutions and new ways to make sure that, women and underrepresented groups can be better represented. The word radical collaboration sometimes, just to kind of emphasize the fact that it is not sort of one-off touch point, but it is actually through and through engagement and participation and active participation of everybody, all the stakeholders involved.
Practice makes perfect, definitely. I think you have to get in and practice. And I think, again, going back to this perfectionism mindset that usually hold us back from making baby steps progress. It can start, as Priya said, with very basic, simple steps that you build on incrementally. There's no such thing as a poor trial, or there's no such thing as a bad idea. Pretty much everything. And this is a challenge, by the way, that I see a lot, is that people jump to solutions and jump to the design stage because it's the more fun part. Doing the research is hard because especially when you think you know your clients because you speak to them on a regular basis. When you are in-house, it's even worse because these are your colleagues that you speak to every day. And
we are more of us are heading now to the right direction and a lot of data. Now, given that this is such an intangible aspect, and all of us have always the pressure to show results of their effort. Sarah, how can you measure success and impact when it comes to legal design?
You can measure in very simple ways. Usually go for qualitative and quantitative type of metrics. So qualitative, you can ask for people's feedback. You can ask for how people feel. You've launched a new process. Okay, how does that feel? Do you enjoy? How difficult do you think it is? Well, what would you change about it? So you can really kind of start digging and ask for more qualitative type of answers. But you can also look for numbers on a range of 1 to 10, 10 being the best. How improved do you think this new process?
Data collection, in order for that data to actually be useful, has to happen over time. So it's not like you would just collect it, just one survey. You'd want this to become a culture, a kind of survey, feedback, data collecting culture. And that's how you're going to be able to also demonstrate in a very tangible way the impact that your legal design project or the impact that any project you have been working on is really moving the needle, addressing the bottom line. So just kind of start putting it into our ways of working.